Hey, good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. This is Dana Sacco with I2I Hype, your system and automation specialist. And I am really excited today. Why? Because we talk about systems, we talk about automations, we talk about processes, but we never actually define what it actually is. So we sit there and I've done a thing that says, what's a system? And people are like, I have no clue. And I get, it goes along with the whole thing that I discussed the other day on my groups, where I said, honestly, I get asked a lot, what do you actually do? So one of the things that we do are systems. And today we're not really going to talk about systems because that's separate from what a process is. And the new service that I'm bringing to you, starting in March, is actually all about your processes. I won't be discussing systems with you during your time when you work with me, but I will be discussing your processes. So, Dana, what the hell is a process? A process is how you do something. Your system is usually what does it, but your process is how you do something. And documenting that, I think that a lot of business owners have this, we're terrified of the term standard operating procedures. It's a big term. And as entrepreneurs, as solopreneurs, and people that are actually starting to grow our business, where it starts to become almost a shock to us. And I was in that position. You know that I like systems. I love processes. I love automations. And the reasons why I do that is because I was running the business by myself. And so when you're a solopreneur and you're sitting there and you're trying to wear every single hat, yes, documenting in SOPs has been so many people's lives lately, and it's huge. And I don't think that everyone realizes how big it is and how hard it can be. And I'm going to tell you all something, and this is really kind of funny,
Grandma.
is that...
No, I'm not joking. The TV.
Go talk to Grandpa about it.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to talk to Grandpa about the TV. I don't know what's wrong with the TV, but we're just going to go with that. But what I'm going to explain to you is, you as a business owner, you are the worst person to write down your processes. Yep. You're the worst person to actually document it. And the person actually doing the job is the worst person to be doing it. And I know this came to a little bit of shock to me. And many of you know I'm doing the systemology certification right now. So the process that I'm going to be taking you through starting in March is the systemology process that Dave has actually done. And it's really amazing, because it was whoa, this is what I do in my brain. But then as I'm sitting there and I'm trying to get things out, and guys, I know that you know this, and I know that you've been there. We're trying to get things out of our brain, right? We're trying to get things out of our head. Yeah, I don't want to do it. It's not something I want to do. And we are actually the worst people to do it. And most people don't realize that. And I really felt bad for my operations manager, Lori Ann. I love her to death. She laughs at me hysterically. If my mother watches this, I actually told her she needs to be my mom and my husband. Why? Because the past 30 years, every idea that I've ever bounced off of or anything else, Joe has actually been the one to say, Dana, no. Or we have to stop, or this has to, okay, now take it one step further. The idea of getting stuff out of our heads and onto paper, it doesn't make it usable for someone else. Why? Because we skip things. We skip things when we are documenting our processes. Why do we skip things? Because we just do it, right? We start from one step to the next, to the next, to the next. And we're just we just keep going. But we've got things in our head already. So if we've got things in our head already, how are we moving it forward, right? Because we skip things. Why? Because we just do it and we don't think about it. And so then if we hand that document off to someone else because we're really proud of ourselves, we got the SOP done, we know what we're doing, and nah, we suck. We truly and honestly suck at it. And I was like the worst person to be doing my own. And what is discussed in the whole idea of systemology and the process that I'm going to be bringing to you is that we have someone else do it, and then we hand it to someone else that has never done it before. And can they do it by the paperwork? So I don't know what year I was homeschooling my kids, where I came up with the whole process of make me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I think it had to do with some writing assignment that I saw. I don't know. But the idea is you got to make me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with all your processes. And business owners, we don't have time for that, do we? I mean, no, I'm not making you a dang peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Go get a dang Uncrustable thing. You know, that sort of thing. It's going through our head that I do not have time to be doing this. However, while I am doing something, I can record it. I may talk you through it. I may just record it. Who knows? But by recording it and handing it off to someone else, they watch that recording of you doing it, and they take it and they grab it and they pull that information out. And that's what my systemology service is going to do for you. Because a process is how you do something. But how do you even start by deciding what your process is, right? I don't know what my processes are. I do this, this, and this, and it just keeps going forward. We can't, we're like, we just do it. So the idea is to extract all of that wonderful information out of your head. And poor Lorianne, she's had to do that with me. And she's like, Dana, this makes absolutely no sense. You're like missing half of the stuff here. All right. So tell me where I'm missing it, and let's go back and we fix it. Right. So we keep going. We keep going and we keep extracting and we keep working on it. And it's so important so processes, the basic definition is your how-to. Think of it as a how-to manual for your business. And when you start to become, one of the things I've seen, when did I see it? I think I saw like 4 posts today that when you first start your business, hire a VA because it's like so amazing. Not all of us can do that, and not all of us want to. And then, do you even know what you're hiring a VA for? Oh, good Lord, if you don't even know what you're hiring a VA for, then how are you even supposed to hand them over what you want done in your business? If you have not done it in your business, how are you going to make it happen? How are you going to say, oh, this is what we do? No, because you don't have a process in place yet. And one of the things that I talked to with one person that I was working with is, and it was told to me, was not to hire someone to do your social media right up front. And this is one of the things we we all hate it, right? No, if you love it, more power to you. But I don't. I do not love doing social media. I do not like doing all of this stuff. Just no. But before I could ever hire someone to do it for me, I needed my voice. I needed a voice. And I needed to have how I do stuff and how I want things responded to. Not only how do I want it responded to, but who do I want to respond to? I do not want to respond to every person out there. And guys, if you're my bookkeepers out here, you all know it right now. Everyone's looking to get their books done for free or as cheap as they possibly can. Hey, can you check my books for me? Will you just look at my books for me? We're friends, whatever. No, we don't have time for that, right? So if they're posting out there that they want that, you don't want people, you don't want a team member responding and saying, hey, this person's great for that. No, you don't want that crap. I don't want that person in my space. They don't want to spend time because they don't realize the value of what you provide for them. So you need to be able to do that. Again, that has to do with your process. This is how I want you to engage with my clients or potential people on social media. These are the type of responses I want you to put in. This is how I want it worded. You can't just hand someone over and say, hey, I'm a bookkeeper, go for it. Have a blast. You can't do that, because if they don't know how and who you want to talk to, then they're just going to go out there and engage with everyone. They need to understand the subtle nuances, wording, or whatever that you want to do. So then another thing, hire a VA to handle your emails. Well, how do you want them to handle your emails? What type of voice do you want them in? How do you want them, how often do you want them to check? How often do you want them to do this? How long should they be spending on this? Which one should be forwarded directly, tagged for Dana needs to actually look at this versus taking care of it themselves. So there are so many little pieces that we don't even realize. Please don't go out and hire a VA until you're ready, until you know what you want done. A lot of people, they do this, again, they start expanding because their business starts blowing up and they really don't know how they want things done. And I'm just as guilty as everyone else, because I got overloaded and I started hiring. And I was like, I need this. Well, yeah, I do need it. But until I have that process to tell them how to do what I'm asking them to do, and the standard operating procedure, if it's not there, then there's nothing for them to handle. So it ended up being more work for me than it was if I had just done it myself. Why? Because they were asking me a million questions. And how many of us have been through that? I can raise like 2 hands, because it was like, whoa. I felt like I had to manage the people that I had hired, and that's not right. That's not why you hire people. That's not why you subcontract certain things. You don't, if you spend more time micromanaging the people, what are you going to do? How are you, so have a process in place. If you don't have processes, I'm going to tell you some of my favorite things to start with on this. Use Loom. Loom is $10 a month, I think. You can do the free one, but that only allows you some really small video clips. But start recording what you do. You need a process. You need to know what to record as well. If you want to know what you need to start recording because you have no idea what your workflow is of any sort, guys, that's my thing in February. That's my workshop in February. We're going through that. We're going to find out what you actually need to start recording. So what your processes are. It's actually the first step in the major systemology thing. Let's extract what you need to, what is your process? Who comes from what? What do you do once a person comes in? Who contacts them? Who talks to them? How do they talk to them? What's the voice? Where are the email templates you want to send? Do you have a script for them to talk? There's another thing that I've seen recently was a bunch of social sellers. Everyone wanted a social seller. I don't know what it is with y'all, but y'all start like these things that you see. We are like as entrepreneurs, we are honestly, I swear that we are the biggest shiny people ever. And it's like one person posts that they have a social seller, or they just got a social seller, or they're getting a social seller. And next thing you know, there's like 50 million posts out there that they're hiring for a social seller. Because you don't need a social seller until you have a process in place to tell the social seller what the hell to do. Plain and simple. If you do not have these things in place, it will not work, and you'll be like, this doesn't work. And it's not that VA sucked at it. It's not that the social seller isn't a good social seller. It's that you could not give them, I'm going to put all the blame on you. you did not give them enough information. You did not give them enough information to do the job that they needed to do properly and correctly to the standards that you needed done. Your standards across the board on every single whatever need to be consistent. And if they're not consistent, then what happens is that you end up with all these different pieces and parts, different verbiage, different ways. All of a sudden, people are screwing up left and right. Your target audience isn't your target audience. And all of a sudden, you've got all these people in an email list that have no idea. Well, we're looking for something that maybe you don't even do. I saw one person recently, they had asked for something and they had gotten a VA, and this is a bookkeeper. They specialize in small businesses, small crafting businesses, because we all know small crafting businesses, they're not doing a whole lot of revenue, and I'm talking small. Probably, you're only talking maybe $100 a month for a bookkeeping job, right? If even that, because the work's just not there. They ended up with an entire mailing list of tax people looking for tax help. She don't do taxes. She don't know how to do taxes. I don't know how to do taxes. I don't want to do taxes. I have an accountant who, thank you very much. Have a nice day. Here's all my paperwork. Bye. Have a great day. Yay to homeschooling. My kids are on the computers right now, doing all their work. Fingers crossed. But this sort of thing, it's so important for us. It is so, as a small business owner, if you are in a position, and I'm going to be quite honest with you here, okay? There are different levels of the service I will be starting to offer in March for extracting all of your SOPs, processes, blah, 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 blah. There will be a lot of different things that I'm offering. And not everyone will have me do it. And I'm not going to tell you to have me do it. Not until you're ready. And not everyone is ready. If you are a solopreneur, no, this is not for you. It's not. Sorry. But you're not ready for that level of service yet. Does it mean you can't do the do-it-yourself? Nope. It doesn't mean you can't do that. It doesn't mean you can't do the group thing. But the one-on-one thing, you're not going to want me to do all the work for you. So a lot of it's going to be you having either yourself do it or a team member do it. You really want to have a team member do it. You do not, as I stated in the beginning of this, as business owners, we are the worst people to be doing our standard operating procedures because it's all in our head. And we just go from one thing to the next without thinking about it. And we skip steps. We might do it a little bit differently. So it's all of this information is just kind of we want to extract it as best we can. So guys, if you have any questions, I would love to hear from you about this. I hope that this helps kind of define what a process is versus what a system is and how to start with this and what is the importance of having this process in place, because I think that that's really big. And even for me, this is like for my business, this is like getting to be huge. It's like every little thing that we are doing, I'm telling everyone to record it. Record what we're doing and send it over. Why? Because it needs to be started. Every time I ask for something to be done, this is what needs to be done. This is how it works. So guys, if you guys have any questions, I would love to hear from you. Please feel free to drop it in here. Please feel free to message me. I'm open to that as well. And I look forward to talking to you all soon. Welcome to tax season, everyone. It's like the crazy season. I've been contacted by a lot of people that are like, help. So I totally get it. Been there, done that. And more power to you all. All right. You guys have a great day and we'll talk to you soon.